It's a pleasure to have you here. You took the right step and the best decision that will guarantee success. Your success in the solar industry. You are welcome to Subway Energy Academy, the training section of Subway Energy Limited. Let's dive into the introduction. Are you curious about the real ins and outs of the solar industry? Wondering what it really takes to thrive in this booming sector? You might be wondering, what does it take to succeed, or what does it take to install solar in your facility? That is the reason we organize this live webinar to dissect the nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry. So get ready. We are hosting this power-packed live session that will dive deep into the nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry. No fluff, just raw practical truths is what we are going to reveal in the course of this live webinar. So let me shock you. All information that we will share with you here, they are from our textbook, one of our textbook, and we will bring in other chapters from other textbooks to share with you here. And in the course of this training, in the course of this live webinar, we will be giving you assessment to assess how you are following up with the information we are giving. So what you will learn, basically you are going to learn common mistakes, newbies. If you are coming into the solar industry newly, we want to furnish you with the common mistake that newbies are making in the industry. We want to equally furnish you with the mistakes that professionals and end users are making in the industry, and we will equally tell you how to avoid those costly mistakes that some people are making in the solar industry. We will talk about tools briefly. We talk about trends and techniques that actually work in the solar industry. Then we will dissect the hidden opportunities, the employment opportunities, the job opportunities that the solar industry will offer you if you stick to it. The truth about making money in the solar industry will be revealed to you. Some people are thinking, if I learn this skill, if I get this information, what use will it be to me as a person? So the truth about making money in the solar industry will equally be revealed to you. So whether you are just starting, already in the game, or you want to install solar in your facility, you are just starting, or you are already in the field practicing, or your intention is to install solar in your facility, this live session will reshape how you see the solar industry. Some people think that solar is not working. So at the end of this session, you will be able to understand why your solar system installation is failing and how you can avoid failed solar system installation, irrespective of your level in the industry. So don't miss this chance to gain real-world clarity and position yourself for success in the solar revolution that is happening globally. So most instructors promise you free gifts to bribe you to stay to the end. I will not be able to promise you any free gift, because what I'm going to share with you already is more than free gift. It's going to change your life. It's going to position you as a professional in the solar industry. So, but sorry, the only free gift I have that can change your life is this live webinar. And if you follow me step by step, you will understand that you don't need any other information in the solar industry other than the information I'm going to share with you. So if you love your future in the power generation business, you stick to this live session till the very end. The free gifts I'm giving you is going to change your life. It's going to revolutionize your mentality, your thoughts about the solar industry. But before I introduce the company and my personal self, let me show you our complete course content in the solar industry. Before I start talking about who we are, who I am, I would love to take you on a journey to show you our complete course content that we will cover or we are using in Subway Energy Academy. You can pause this video and go through it. I'll slide it and you have a look at it. And you can see our power audits, customer concern, tools, accessories. So you can pause this video and follow up with the course content gradually. Because of time, I will not love to waste anybody's time. So you can go through it, pause the video and look at it. So welcome to Subway Energy Academy, the training section of Subway Energy Limited. We are here to train. We are here to train. Subway Energy Academy is the training section of a bigger company, Subway Energy Limited. You will hear about our services in no distant time. So we train students, we empower students with knowledge, and this knowledge will translate into employment. So you can see where we are located. You can see where we are located in case you want to visit us. So Module 1, the company, setting the foundation. Who are we and what services are we offering? Subway Energy Limited is one of the fastest growing solar company that had been able to install different sizes of solar system within and outside the country. So we are basically into solar system consulting services. Irrespective of the size of solar system installation you want to install in your company, in your community, in your facility, Subway Energy Limited is the right plug. So we are into ultra-modern solar system design. As you will see some of our projects, some of our signature projects that can attest to this. So we are into installation and maintenance of solar systems. We are into training, both online and offline. But remember, before you join our physical training, ensure that you pass through our online training, because that is where we give you all the foundation, all the information that you will need on site. We are into sales. So you can see we are not only into solar system design and installation, we are equally into electrical design, installation and maintenance, CCTV installation, battery fabrication and the rest. So when power generation is your priority, don't go too far. Contact us to do it for you in your home, in your office, in your business, in your school, supermarket, church, village, that is community, your community. We can install mini grid projects that can power an entire community, as you will see in the course of this live webinar. So we can install it in your industry, considering the high cost of running fuel, diesel, and considering the epileptic power in the country. The only solution that you have now is to join the solar revolution. So basically, if you want to reach us, you can log into www.subwaylimited.com. I repeat, www.subwaylimited.com. Or for more information about Subway Energy Academy trainings, you can visit www.asukas.com, or you can private chat us on this number 234-8067-430921 or 234-7012715632. You can always visit our YouTube channel for our signature project, more of our signature projects that we have installed and they are standing the test of time. You can log into our website at Subway Energy Limited, Subway Energy Limited. That is our YouTube handle, at Subway Energy Limited. This webinar is titled First Thing First. This webinar is titled First Thing First, the secrets made simple. The secrets made simple, as you will see in the course of this live webinar. So know your instructor. Who am I? I'm going to be your instructor. I'm going to be the bridge builder. I'm going to be the person that is going to mentor you, train you when it has to do with the solar industry. So who am I? I'm basically Engineer Asanga. In short, Engineer Asanga is my name. So I am from Akwa Ibom State, a results-oriented solar consultant in the making. I'm a graduate from the University of Calabar. I am a geologist, but what brought me to solar, we will know in the course of this training. So you can always address me as Engineer Asanga. I'm a publisher. Yes, I am a publisher, and I am an author of 7 best solar textbooks in the solar industry. It has not been easy to write 7 textbooks. So I am an author of 7 best solar textbooks in the solar industry. As at when this recording is made, I'll write more books in the solar industry. I love writing. So for now, as at when this recording is made, I have personally published 7 best solar textbooks in the solar industry. So basically, I am here to educate you. I am here to inform you. I am here to mentor you. And I am here to inspire somebody who will love to listen to me. So what is the aim of this live session? You might ask me, why are you going to spend your time listening to me in the course of this live session? Listen, we are here so that we can dive deeper into the secrets. Remember, in any success, if you visit our YouTube channel, you will see our success story. There is always a story behind the success. So we are here, I'm here to take you on a journey so that we can dive deeper into our own secrets and nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry, as they are already documented inside of our textbook. So don't go away. It's going to be mind-blowing. I'm saying that we are here to dive deeper. We are not, most times I tell people, forget about the big things. Let's focus with the small things, the small details. Those are the reasons why your solar system installation is having issues. Not your battery, not your panel, not your inverter, not your charge controller. Those small details you neglect, those are the reasons why your solar system installations are failing. And in the course of this live session, you will see step by step what you ought to do that you are not doing. So all information we will share with you here, they are gotten from our textbook, Solar Exclusive, and I will bring in other chapters from other textbooks to drive home my point. Solar Exclusive, we call it the secrets made simple. So you can see some of our signature projects here. You can see some of our signature projects here. I will not waste your time. This is a residential solar system installation. If you have been in this industry, you will understand what I am talking about. So this is equally a residential solar system installation. This is a mini grid project. Please do well to visit our YouTube channel for more of our signature project, the videos and other things. So this is a mini grid project. It powers an entire community. A mini grid project that powers an entire community. Sometimes people call me and ask me, Asana, I have a factory. Can I install solar? Can solar power my factory? The answer is yes. If you meet us or you meet professionals that knows their onions, they will design a solar system that will power your entire factory or industry. Totally, the factory or the industry will be totally powered with solar energy. Imagine solar powering an entire community. What's of your factory? So these are commercial solar system installation. We install some of these in the bank, and these are some other. This was in somebody's residence. Thanks to my boss, Supremo Solar Resources, for giving us the platform to learn under his company. So these are other installations we have been doing. I told you that I'm going to take you on a journey to show you some of our signature projects, but more to it, you need to visit our YouTube channel. So you can see all these are commercial. This is a mini grid project. This is another mini grid project that powers an entire community. So let's look at some of our publications. Some of our publications in the solar industry. In the course of training students, both online and offline, we had documented step by step everything we do on site. Yes, we have documented step by step everything we do on site, from prospecting, because that is where every solar project starts, from prospecting to commissioning. And we had compiled them, and we have compendiums of solar textbooks that will help you discover the secrets we had put inside those textbooks. There is an adage that says that if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book and you hide it from them. Remember, readers are leaders. I repeat, remember, readers are leaders. So the very first textbook we publish in the solar industry is Solar Exclusive, The Secrets Made Simple. We are going to use some of the chapters of these textbooks as we progress in this live webinar. So another one is the Solar Companion. The Solar Companion, the designer's guide. If you visit our group, our WhatsApp group, we will make the course content of each of these textbooks available for your own judgment. So Solar Companion, the designer's guide. We have here Solar Exploits, the big boss approach. We have here Solar Companion 2, the ABC of solar cable. Solar Companion 2, the ABC of solar cables. We have here 49 reasons why your solar system installation fell. Solar roof racking, a compendium of decades of experience in the solar industry. Complete guide to solar tools and accessories. Complete guide to solar tools and accessories. Then profiting from the sun. What am I saying? I say how you can profit from the sun. We will dive deep into each of these textbooks. So learn everything about solar system design, installation, maintenance, and the business of solar when you get our textbooks. So these are some of our physical training physical training pictures we had been organizing. After our physical training or our online training, you will be certified. You will be certified after the online or the physical training. Men at work. Men at work. So you can see at the end of every session, we issue you a certificate. You can see how these guys are smiling. You can see how these guys are smiling because they have passed through the road and they are having hope that the future about solar is guaranteed. Okay, let's look at module 2, and we will be talking about the photovoltaic solar system types. Please, you have to be very attentive. We are considering module 2, and we are getting these extracts. We are getting these extracts from chapter 3 of Solar Exclusive, The Secrets Made Simple. Let's take a closer look at the different types of solar system, the different types of solar system installation that we have in the solar industry. As an end user, when venturing into the solar industry, with this live webinar, you should be able to carefully understand the type of solar system installation that is best for your electrical loads. As a professional, before you give a client quotation, try to educate him on the different types of solar system installation that we have in the solar industry. Some professionals might not be aware of this, but I'm going to blow your mind that in the solar industry, we have almost 6 to 7 types of solar system installation that you can recommend to a client based on his budget. Based on his budget. Not everybody needs the conventional solar system installation. As an end user, you might not need the full-blown solar system installation. Maybe you are just using bulb and you need solar system to charge your phone. Why go spend huge amounts of money that you should have invested in other projects and you go to install solar when your electrical load doesn't say so? So in chapter 2, we are addressing the different types of solar system installation that we have in the solar industry. And first on our list is the integrated photovoltaic battery charging systems. The integrated photovoltaic battery charging system. This is the least solar system package that you can give to a client. It always comes in a box format, in which your solar battery will be there, your solar charge controller will be there, your solar inverter will be there, and you can charge it with your PHCN, or you buy a small solar panel and charge that kind of system. Some people call it the solar generator or solar kits. So the very first and the least, when we are talking about costs of installing solar, the very first is the integrated photovoltaic battery charging systems. This kind of system is for low income earners, people who cannot afford the full-blown solar system installation. But I assure you that this is the most lucrative aspects when it has to do with the solar industry. Remember, business is about volume. It's not about selling to 2 people in a month. If you can sell to 100 people in a month and you are making 10 naira, calculate your turnover. We are talking about turnover here. Well, I'm not here to talk about the business of each of the different types of solar system installation we have in the solar industry, but I am here to educate you on the different types of solar system installation, so that when you want to go solar as an end user, as a beginner in the industry, as a professional, you should first of all analyze the type of solar system that your client needs, or as an end user that you need for your electrical load. So I had already said that when you are talking about the integrated photovoltaic battery charging system, it comes in a box in which your solar charge controller will be incorporated there, your battery will be incorporated there, your charge controller and the inverter will also be integrated there. Some of them, because some of them people love buying it on installment package, it comes with application, so that the day you refuse to pay, the system will automatically shut itself down. You have to pay because you took it on installment. You did not complete the money for the solar package. So that is the reason it will come with an application, so that the month you fail to pay, the system will shut down automatically. If you buy outright payment, if you pay outrightly, maybe they will deactivate the application. So in this kind of solar system installation, you have your PV, you have your charge controller, you have your storage battery, plus the solar inverter and application, and it will give you your solar energy. You have your PV, your charge controller, your storage battery. Electrical load is what the system will power. You have your solar inverter and you have application. You will be able to have solar in your facility. So here, all the solar components, your solar panel, your battery, your solar charge controller, your inverter, your AC loads, including applications. I've already talked about the application. While the application is integrated into the system, they are fused into one package. So this type of solar system installation, we call it the integrated photovoltaic battery charging system. If you have been using any of these brand that they give you small package. You can power your fan, your lighting point, and you use it to charge your phone. You have only gotten access to a solar system type that we call the integrated photovoltaic battery charging system. It serves your purpose. So why do you go spending money to think of how to install a bigger solar system? That is still a nice thing to go by. So let's look at this picture. You can see I had already explained. This is the package. This is the package. The box. It depends on the architecture. Different companies have their different architecture that they use to produce the all-in-one package. Then you have the inverter is inside here. Your charge controller is inside here. Your battery is inside here. I said your battery is here. Your charge controller is here. Your inverter is here. Remember, if we want to talk about the solar component, we have 4 basic components that we use to generate solar energy. We have the solar panel, which is this one. The solar panel is what generates what traps the radiant energy from the sun, and it will get to this point, and the charge controller that is inside here will regulate the charging so that your solar panel will not overcharge the battery here. So the function of the solar panel is to trap radiant energy from the sun. The function of the charge controller is to regulate charging of the solar battery. The solar battery itself is to store DC, for future use, and the solar inverter is to convert DC to AC, because most of our electrical loads that we use in our houses, there are AC in nature. So we have this package here, and you have your electrical line 9-watt bulb. You can use it to run television. You can use it to charge your phone. You can use it to run your fan. Most times DC fan, but the electrical load this package can carry depends on the size. The electrical load that you can power with this type of solar system depends on the size of the particular solar kit or solar generator that you are going after. So you can see this system can equally be charged with NEPA, PHCN, or the generator. This is the charger that you can plug here, and you charge this system maybe at night or anytime. So we call this type of system the integrated photovoltaic battery charging system. That is the very first type of solar system that we have in the solar industry. Some people make very serious mistakes here when they want to go solar. They don't even know the type of solar system installation they need. They go and buy component, do this and that, and at the end of the day, it's a total waste of investment. So the reason for this webinar is to educate you so that when you want to go solar, you know exactly the type of solar system that the client need, or that you need as an end user or as a professional, the type of solar system you can give to your client. So let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of this particular type of solar system. In the course of this live webinar, we will be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of each of these solar system installation type, so that when you want to go solar, you know which one should I take, which one should I pick, which one should I not pick. So let's dive into the advantages of the integrated photovoltaic battery charging system. The very first advantage here is it is cheap to have solar energy with this configuration. It is cheap. I had already said this. Installation is pretty simple. Anybody can install this type of solar system. Then let's look at the disadvantages without wasting much of your time, because I had already done this analysis in the course of this live webinar. So the disadvantages of integrated photovoltaic battery system, one is that it cannot carry heavy loads. It cannot carry many loads. That is, it cannot carry several loads. It cannot carry heavy loads. Basically, it is used for me to charge your phone. It is used to run your fan. It is used to maybe run a small television. So you cannot run AC with it. You cannot pump water with it. So that is those are the disadvantages of the integrated photovoltaic battery charging system. Then another type of solar system that we have in the solar industry is the day-use systems. The day-use systems. When we say day-use systems, that means those kind of solar installation doesn't carry storage device. It doesn't come with battery. You don't need battery for them to work. You will call them day-use systems. Example is your borehole. There are some borehole that are day-use. A community borehole that is drilled and set up by the company, by the government. Those are day-use systems. I will not advise an end user to install solar that is day-use. That is, you want to have borehole in your facility and you are going for a day-use borehole. It's not wisdom. It's not the right thing to do. Go for AC, install solar and use it to pump your water so that you can use the excess power to run your electrical load. So when we say day-use systems, those systems doesn't come with battery. Those systems doesn't come with battery. Sometimes they don't come with inverter, but sometimes they come with inverter. There are in different varieties. It is day use, but they come in different varieties. Like we can say the batteryless solution, there are some inverters that can convert from DC to AC and you use it to power your electrical load, but there is no battery incorporated into it. We have installed these systems for clients many times. They can only use that system during the daytime. They cannot use it at night because maybe they don't have money as at that time to buy battery, buy maybe charge controller. They say, okay, let's buy battery, buy panel, and they start using the system. Later, they can buy the battery, buy charge controller, and you go and complete the installation. Those type of solar system, we call them the day-use systems. So the day-use systems, these are solar solutions that only operate during the day without a storage mechanism. I had already said this. They consist of modules wired directly to a DC appliance with no storage device. The sun shines on the module and DC is generated that powers the DC load. But I gave an exception to this, that we have the batteryless solution that is still day use. You can only operate it during the day. So you have your PV plus electrical load, and it has to be DC sometimes. Then you have your solar system. Example of it is the borehole that we talked about, solar generated borehole, the one that is financed by the government of maybe your state or your local government or your country. Most times government they normally install this kind of borehole they use. But if you want to install solar, if you want to drill borehole in your facility, please don't go for this kind of system, because why do you buy panels and you are not using it to run other electrical loads? It's a waste of resources. So the very first one is the solar generated pump. So we have day use system. Another one, like I had already said, is the batteryless solution. The batteryless solution. Some professionals might not be aware of this. There are some solar inverter that can convert from DC to AC, and you use it to power your electrical loads. there are some solar inverter that can convert from DC directly to AC. We have been using it. Example is the Frenius inverter. It can convert from DC and sends the power directly to the load. So there are some residential solar inverters that can, we call it the batteryless solution. They can work with battery and they can as well work without battery. So we call those type of system the batteryless solution. Please don't forget, the theme of this discussion, of this live webinar, is first thing first, the secrets made simple. So in this configuration, you buy your solar panels, you buy your inverter, maybe there will be a space for your solar battery. Maybe when the clients have money, you will come and integrate the solar battery. But for now, when we say batteryless solution, that means the system can run successfully without battery and without charge controller. Remember the purpose why you need charge controller in your system, and you will use this kind of system to run your AC load. It only operates during the day. If it is raining, this system will not work. This system, there will be fluctuation in the power generation. So that is example of the day use system. You can equally see here day use system. The fan, you can buy a DC fan, you connect your solar panel to the fan and it will still work. You are still using solar. So solar na solar. So we have said about a borehole. These are all day use systems. So like I already said, we want to take a closer look at the advantages of the day use systems. So the number one advantage is not too costly compared to a full solar system installation, because the solar inverter is excluded, the solar charge controller is excluded. It is not as costly as the full solar system installation. I said that we had been installing this for clients, not too complex to install compared to a complete solar installation. But the fact is, if you understand how to install this one, you also understand how to install the complex solar system installation. So let's look at the disadvantages. We have finished with the advantages. Let's look at the disadvantages of the day use systems. We can only carry DC loads except the batteryless setup that incorporate the solar inverter but run only during the day. Remember, when we say day use system, as the name implies, it can only work during the daytime. So the loads can only be operated during the day. Installation fluctuations poses a serious threat to the usability of the solar setup because it does not carry a battery. So as the sun fluctuates, sometimes if you go to the community borehole, sometimes the water will pump, sometimes the water will not pump, because the intensity of the sun is not enough to generate enough power to drive the pump. So in that case, there is always fluctuation in power generation. So still disadvantages. This setup experiences irregularities in voltage and current as a result of variation in insolation, like I already said. Higher insolation levels result in increased power output and vice versa. Can't carry heavy loads with high surge currents for a brief period. You cannot use this type of system most times to run maybe your fridge, your AC, and any inductive load. So those are the disadvantages that accompanies the day use system. So let's look at another type of solar system. We have mentioned two. We are going gradually. So follow me gradually. Don't go away. So we have the direct current system with storage battery. This is a DC system. We call it direct current system with storage battery. When we say direct current, that means we are using DC it comes with the solar panel, the battery, but it doesn't come with an inverter. It doesn't come with an inverter. So in this case, we call it the direct current system with storage battery. Remember, the other one was day use. It was DC, but there was no battery. But this one is DC, but with storage battery. If you go to some hospitals, you see their fridge that they are using to preserve samples. Most times they make use of DC fridge. We have DC AC, as the case may be, and we have other electrical appliances that are DC in nature. The client doesn't want to go through the stress of buying inverter and other things, so he just needs solar panel, battery to use so that he can generate power for his electrical load. So let's look at it. So you have your solar panel here, you have your solar charge controller here, and you have your solar battery here. You can see there is no inverter here. Remember, the purpose of your solar panel is to generate DC. The purpose of your charge controller is to regulate charging of this battery. And the purpose of your inverter is to convert the stored DC inside of the battery to AC for electrical load. So in this case, you will not be able to run the AC appliances here. In this case, you will not be able to run AC appliances here. So when you want to, maybe you don't need AC load, maybe you want to be preserving your food, you don't have money to buy a full-blown solar system. There are some fridge that are AC and DC. There are some AC that are both AC and DC. When I say AC, that is AC that you can put in your house. I'm not talking about maybe AC currents or so. So if you don't have complete money to buy all the electrical loads, solar components, you can go for DC systems. So direct current system with storage battery. But here you still need battery so that you can run this load both daytime and nighttime. Remember the first one we talked about, which is the day use system. It can only be operated during the daytime. At night, you will not have power. But this particular one, you can operate it during the day and at night. But the disadvantage is that you will not be able to power your AC electrical appliances. So let's look at the small equation here. So when I say equation, don't be afraid. Some people, anytime they hear equation, that thing will be difficult, but just an illustration. So you have your PV, your charge controller, your battery, electrical load, mostly DC, and you still have your solar system. So let's dive into the advantages and the disadvantages of this type of solar system. That is the direct current system with storage battery. So this type of system can power anytime. You can use it anytime compared to the day use solar system. No need to waste time. We have already said this. Can power heavy DC loads that requires high surge current for a brief period. We will talk about surge current later in the course of this training. So it can power heavy DC loads with high surge current. So let's look at disadvantages of direct current system with storage battery. The disadvantages of direct current system with storage battery: can only power DC loads, not AC loads, which are not widely produced. So most times DC loads are very scarce, but they are available. Just go to electrical shop, tell the person, I need DC load, I need DC bulb, if you want to buy AC, I need DC AC, AC DC. So that is one of the disadvantages of this type of system. It can only power DC loads. You will not be able to use AC loads. So the next type of solar system that we have on our list is the stand-alone or off-grid solar system. The stand-alone or off-grid solar system. What do I mean by standalone? When we say standalone, is an English word. That means is separate from any other power source. When we say standalone, that means this solar system can only be charged with your solar panel. This solar system can only be charged with your solar panel. You will not connect your generator or your PHCN for the purpose of charging this particular type of system. This system is more available when you are isolated from the national grid, and the type of system you have to install in your facility is the standalone. We call it standalone because when you tell me as a professional, or if I come to your facility, I notice that you don't have power at all in that facility, you don't have generator. I'm designing a standalone system for you, not an hybrid system, because the costs, the materials, and the solar panels, the battery that I will need to design the system or to give you solar will be more than the one I'm using for an hybrid setup. Installing a standalone system is more costly than installing an hybrid solar system installation. Please note this. This is the difference between installing an hybrid solar system and a standalone solar system. The number of solar panels, the number of solar batteries that you will need will be more than that you need to install the standalone system. You need more solar panels, you need more solar battery to install a standalone system. Please, this is the difference between installing a standalone solar system and an hybrid solar system. The cost, I repeat, so that when I give you quotation, I tell you that your system is a standalone, it will be more than installing an hybrid solar system. In this system, there will be no PHCN, there will be no generator connected to the system. It is only the solar panel that will give you all the needed energy to charge the solar battery. And you remember, if your battery is not properly charged, your solar system will fail immediately after installation. So that is the reason we will need more solar panels to use for this type of solar system installation. You still need the same components when you are installing an hybrid solar system type. So I have been able to explain what I mean by a standalone or off-grid. When we say off-grid, that means it is not connected to the grid. So advantages, no need to write plenty things. So advantages of standalone or off-grid solar system. What are the advantages? I've already said best choice for AC loads that most of our electrical appliances can handle such loads, and any size of load can be used at any time if the system was properly installed, designed and installed. Some solar professionals don't know how to install the solar system. I'm saying this authoritatively because we have seen something. So let's look at the disadvantages of a standalone or off-grid solar system installation. High cost. That was the reason I took my time to elaborate and let you understand that installing a standalone system will be costly than installing an hybrid setup. So high cost of installation, especially when heavy loads needs to be powered with the solar system. Heavy load means a bigger system size, many number of solar battery and solar panels. This high cost can be minimized if heavy loads are powered with other alternative sources of power, that is load shifting. But already you do not have other sources of power, so you are installing a standalone system for the client. So complexity in installation. So those are the advantages and disadvantages of the standalone solar system. Let's take a closer look at the backup solar system. This is another type of solar system installation that we have in the solar industry. We call it the backup solar system. The backup solar system. What will prompt a client or a professional to advise a client to go for a backup solar system is when you go to a client's facility and the client is having at least 10 to 12 or 15 hours of PHCN, that is NEPA, PHCN or NEPA, or in some banks, you know that they run their generators when they open the office, and that generator will be used to charge the solar battery. So in that kind of settings, that client or that bank doesn't need a full solar system with solar panels. But if they want to power all their electrical load with solar, they will need to install a complete solar system for the entire facility. But if they want to power maybe only the ATM or lighting points or their saver, and they don't have the financial muscle to install a full-blown solar in the banking premises, they can use a backup solar system. A backup solar system is the type of system that you will use the utility and generator to charge the solar battery. Your solar panel will not come in. Your solar panel will not come in. I repeat, you will not need solar panel to be used for the purpose of charging the solar battery, because the utility and generator will do the charging. So, but it depends on the duration that the people have, maybe the PHCN or generator. Most times, this system is prone to failure. I repeat, most times, this system is prone to failure if you don't educate the client properly. We will talk about why it is prone to failure, but because of time, let me go to the next thing. So let's look at the advantages of the backup solar system. Not as costly as a standalone system, because you will not need solar panels for the purpose of charging the battery. So the cost of solar panel is totally eliminated. So it reduces the cost of the solar system installation. Not as complex to install as a standalone system, because you will not climb the roof, you will not do roof racking. We might say that it is not as complex as installing a full-blown or a standalone solar system. So let's look at the disadvantages. The disadvantages of the backup solar solution. The disadvantages of the backup solar solution. So easily prone to failure. I said this before. So there is a reason why it is prone to failure. So easily prone to failure if not carefully managed. So let's look at another type of solar system installation in the solar industry. Remember, we are talking about first thing first, the secrets made simple. The secrets made simple. This information eludes many in the solar industry, both the end users, the professionals, and the beginners in the solar industry. So what we are exposing you to now is, if your client wants to go solar, first of all, understand the type of solar system installation that the client needs. Else, you will be jumping from pillar to pole. So let's take a closer look at the hybrid or on-grid solar system installation. When we say hybrid, we are talking about combining different things, combining different sources of power sources to charge your solar battery. It is always the solar battery that we charge you. We are not charging the battery. Sorry, we are not charging the inverter. We are not charging the charge controller. It is the charge controller that assists us regulate charging of the battery. So when you have your PHCN, your generator, and maybe wind turbine, there are times you use wind turbine to you also integrate it here. Then you also use your solar panel. In this case, you will not need much solar panel, because your utility, when I say utility, That is grid power, NEPA lights. I don't know what you call it in your country. So your generator, your utility, your wind turbine, your solar panel will all combine to charge the solar battery. And in this case, the cost of solar system installation will not be as high as when you are installing a standalone system. I said before now that installing a standalone system is always the most costly when it has to do with going solar. So if I give you a quotation, I ask you certain questions, you respond, and I send you a quotation, I know the type of solar system installation that is suitable for you based on the information I have gotten from you. Whether I come for power audit, which is the prerequisite for any solar system installation, or I don't come. When I ask you and when I call you and ask you certain questions, I will know the type of solar system installation that is suitable for your electrical load. So you can see with me here, this is the inverter, this is the charge controller, this is the battery, this is an hybrid charge controller. So hybrid inverter, maybe depending on the number of solar panels, we can bring in an external charge controller, but this inverter now, it depicts an hybrid inverter. So we call it hybrid configuration. So you have your generator here. This is just a pictorial representation of the setup. So this is your PHCN that will be used to charge this battery. Your solar generator will also supply power. Your solar panels will as well bring in power for the purpose. Sometimes you integrate wind turbine if you are in a location that maybe you have wind turbine. So let's look at the advantages of the on-grid solar system installation. You call it hybrid or on-grid solar system installation. So it does not require much solar battery, because most times the other conventional electrical load will be used, other conventional power sources will be used to charge the battery. So you'll be using the conventional power sources to run your electrical load. So you don't need a bigger battery bank. You don't need a bigger battery bank. So it does not require much solar battery, which invariably does not require much solar panels. I already said this. And this greatly reduces the initial cost of the solar system installation. So other sources of power are readily available to power electrical loads during days of autonomy or during worst case weather condition. Remember, all these things that we are telling you, we are extracting it from our textbook. There's nothing we will teach you that we had not documented it already. They are already there. Remember, I said that if you want to hide something from some people, put it in a book. But I also let you know that readers are leaders. So let's look at the disadvantages of the hybrid, or we finish with the advantages. Let's look at the disadvantages of hybrid or on-grid solar systems. Please, you have to follow me. I might be very fast, but you can replay. You can go back, play it, and get the gist. Get the textbook. If need be to consult me, let me train you, let me teach you. You do that, and you will not regret it. So what are the disadvantages? Remember, we are still talking about first thing first. There is still dependency on other sources of power. You are not going totally solar. You are still paying, maybe you are still buying fuel, diesel, you are still paying NEPA bill. So you are not totally depending on solar energy. But that is okay if it is okay by you. But me, I would love the standalone system, so that I don't buy fuel again, or I don't pay NEPA bill again, or every of my electrical loads are powered with my solar system setup, the free source of power. But remember, it is always very costly. And if you invest one, you get return on investment at the long run. So let's look at another type of solar system installation that we have in the solar industry. And probably this might be the very last type of solar system installation in the solar industry, which is the grid tie without battery storage. Most people, most professionals are not aware of this type of solar system. So when we say the grid tied without battery storage, in this case, I will not spend time here because it might look strange. When you say grid tied without battery storage, that means you are using the Fronius inverter and other string inverters. There are some inverters we call the string inverters to generate power, and you sell the power. This kind of inverter, the string inverter, the Fronius inverter, can convert from DC, the energy generated from the solar panel. The Fronius inverter have that feature to convert it from DC to AC automatically. This type of inverter, we use it mostly in commercial, industrial, mini grid projects because of the high energy demand. You will not have the storage battery to take care of all the excess energy that you need. So you make use of this kind of inverters when you are installing commercial solar system installation, industrial solar system installation, mini grid projects. So this kind of inverter is suitable for this project. We will talk about material selection in the course of this training, maybe when it is the right time, because the type of material, some people get it very wrong. The type of material that you buy is a function of your design. I will talk about that later. So we have another grid-tied solar system installation, but this one comes with the battery storage. The very first one, you generate power, you can sell it to the grid. But that one does not come with storage battery. That one doesn't come with storage battery. But when you are talking about the grid tied with battery storage, that means it comes with a battery storage system. That is the only reason. You can still use this in a residential building if your client is financially buoyant and you understand how to configure it and how to install it. We call it the grid tie with battery storage. You can see the battery here. AC utility meter, and you have your electrical loads here. So like I always said, we have to give you an assignment to test your level of comprehension, how you understand this live webinar. Sorry, I might be fast, but you can replay this thing and you get it right. You can get access to the textbook, go through it and get it straight. So the first assignment is asking you, mention 7 types of solar system installation in the solar industry. We have already discussed it, so it's a walkover. You don't need to disturb yourself. So it's very simple, but just to refresh your memory so that we know that you are following us. So we say mention 7 types of solar system installation in the solar industry. So number 2 question assignment is list the advantages and disadvantages of each of the solar system installation type that we have told you. Yes, list the advantages and the disadvantages of each of the solar system installation type that we have exposed to you. So what is the importance? Listen, if you want to go solar, whether you are an end user, you are a beginner, you are a professional, the very first thing you should ask yourself is, what type of system do I need? Don't just go and say, I want to go solar, I want to install. What are you installing? You need to understand the type of solar system installation that your client needs. If you want to buy a phone now, you don't just go to the shop, say I need phone. What type of phone do you need? What is the functionality you need in the phone? If you want to buy a laptop now, what purpose? What is your budget? So solar system installation depends on the budget a client have and the purpose to which the solar system installation will be put to use. You don't just install solar. Install how? So you need to know the different types of solar system installation that is suitable for a particular client. That is the reason most times we tell a client that we are giving you a customized system. We are giving you a customized system based on this condition surrounding your solar system installation and based on your budget, based on the type of electrical load that you use. We can give this client 5 kVA system is a different price with another client that we are still giving 5 kVA solar system installation. So there are factors that affect the cost, the size, and the way your solar system installation is installed, as we will reveal to you in the course of this training, the course of this webinar. So what is the importance of understanding the type of solar system installation before going solar? I had already given you the answer. So what impact does the type of solar system installation play on the cost, the design, and installation of the solar project? Any type of solar system installation that you choose, there is always an impact on the cost, the design, and the way you install the solar projects. That is the reason some systems fail, because you don't know that there are many things that contribute to the cost, the design, the material selection, and the installation process. I've showed you some of the components and I've explained the different types of solar system installation that we have in the solar industry. So they play a critical role when you are installing the solar system. So the question is now, what impact does the type of solar system installation play on the cost, the design, and the installation of any solar project? From what you have learned, yes, you are on this live webinar and you enjoy it. So from what you have learned, what type of solar system installation is best for you? Is best for your electrical loads? I'm asking you. And why? Why do you need that type of solar system installation? We have discussed about 6 or 7 types of solar system installation, and you are on this live webinar. Then I'm asking you, from what you have learned so far, from the information you have gotten, what type of solar system installation is best for your electrical loads? You know your electrical loads. We will talk about power audit so that you have more understanding of the different types of electrical load. Then, from what you have learned, what type of solar system installation is best for your electrical loads and why? Then always send your answers, please. I'll check if you are interested going far from here or making solar your career or joining Subway Energy Academy, the training section of Subway Energy Limited. Please ensure you do your assignment. Okay, let's look at module 3. Module 3 in this webinar. First thing first, the secrets made simple. All information that we are passing to you here is gotten from one of our textbook, Solar Exclusive, The Secrets Made Simple. You can always visit our website, www.subwaylimited.com. For more information about Subway Energy Academy and the courses, you can go to www.asukas.com. Chat us up on any of this number or call us. We will respond to your question. Then visit our YouTube channel at Subway Energy Limited at Subway Energy Limited. When you visit, don't forget to subscribe. I said don't forget to subscribe so that next time as we are posting new videos, go there. We have rich content that can change your life. You can change your narrative in the solar industry. Let's dive in. Let's talk about module 3, and we want to talk about why are people not tapping into the huge potential that the sun provides. And this is gotten from chapter 2, an extract. An extract is not the when I say extract, that is part of the textbook. An extract from chapter 4 of Solar Exclusive. So the question now is, why are people not tapping into the huge potential that the sun provides? Basically, the sun shines on every man's roof, but most people, 80% of the population, don't have solar installed in their facility. Why? But you have sun shining on top of the roof every day. Every day. Do you know how much you are wasting? Do you know how much nature had already given us? So please, let's look at the reasons why people are not tapping into the huge potential that the sun provides. The very first reason is lack of awareness. Lack of awareness. And that is the reason we have this live webinar, so that we guarantee you that solar system is working. Solar energy is the best energy, is the best source of power that you can use. The reason why you are having failed solar installation is because you don't know how the solar industry works. You don't know how to navigate the solar industry. You don't know the nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry. You don't know the right professionals to contact when you want to go solar. We had been installing solar system for decades. I say we had been installing solar systems for decades. That is what we survive with. The sun pays our bill. So we have been installing it for decades and none had ever failed. And it will never fail because we know the secrets and the nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry. So the very first reason why people are not tapping into the huge potential that the sun provides is lack of awareness. So we have to create the awareness. We have to create the awareness and educate people on the concepts of going solar. And we promise them, we guarantee them that this is working. Solar is working. So go solar. I've given you the awareness now. So meet the right professionals. Meet Subway Energy Limited and your investment is guaranteed. So lack of awareness is one of the reasons why most people are not tapping into the huge potential that the sun provides. So most people are not aware of the potential that the sun provides. So past experience, and failure of already installed solar projects. You are living in your neighborhood and your neighbor installs solar, and maybe for 2 months you see him, sir, you have solar. You see panels mounted on the rooftop. You see, he's having light every morning, every night, every time. You go there and charge phone, but before you know it, one day you go there and the system is not working again. You will not want to venture into it. I understand, but the reason why the system is failing, as we will see in the course of this discussion, are the detail. The people that install the solar system, they are not professionals. Solar system is not supposed to fail. I say this and I say it authoritatively. Solar system installation is not supposed to fail. If you know your onions, if you know what you are doing, if you buy the right materials, if you design the system professionally, your solar system installation is not supposed to fail. Go anywhere. I say it and I'll keep on saying it because we have installed systems of different sizes that are working. Most times I see videos online and I marvel. It marvels me. Somebody's house got burnt because he went to install solar. Why? Why will somebody's house got burnt because of installing solar panel? It is because the person that installed it does not know what to do. It does not follow international standard. Visit our YouTube channel and you see the magnitude of panels, the number of panels we put on top of the roof. None had ever engulfed, none of the facility had been raised by fire. It can never happen because we use the best materials, we design the system professionally, and we put everything that standard. We do it in a professional way. It's not to carry panels, go and throw on top of the roof, run cable before you have installed. No, there is always a professional way to go about it. So that is the reason we organize this webinar, to educate people, to educate end users so that they should know a bit about what they want to venture into. So past experience and failure of already installed solar projects is one of the reasons why people are scared of investing in solar. And I'm here to give you hope. There is hope. Go solar and you will not regret it. But ensure that you meet the right people, meet the right professionals to handle it for you, so that you will not do what? You will not regret. So disappointment from a customer who had purchased a solar system that doesn't meet their expectation or demand has caused many to be afraid investing in any solar system project. Yes, if you see your neighbor invest in a particular business and that business fell, you'll be afraid of investing in that same business. So high cost of solar system installation is another reason why some people are afraid of going solar. Then how do you address this problem? Please, you can always do load shifting. Most times, if you don't have enough capital to install solar for you in your facility for your electrical loads, you can start with 1 kVA. 1 kVA can run your television, can give you fan, lighting point, you charge your phone. Those are the basic electrical loads that you need in your facility. Then when you have more fun, when you have more money, more more capital, you can increase, you can upgrade the solar system. Don't stay in darkness because of the high cost. We know it is very costly to install solar, but we talk about the different types of solar system installation in the solar industry. That is the reason we bring you this good news that we have different types of solar system installation in the solar industry. So go there, go through the video again, pick the one that is best for you. Go through the textbook, look at the advantages and the disadvantages of each of the solar system installation type, and think solar, go solar, think solar, go solar, invest in solar. It cut down your cost of running expenditure on fuel. If you are running a business that needs power, do you know that you can cut off maybe 80% of the cost of your power generation in your business? And that is huge money. So the high cost of solar system installation is another reason why some people are afraid of going solar. But there is good news. Always start somewhere. Always start somewhere. You get there. So among other factors preventing people from tapping into the huge potential provided by the sun is the high initial cost of solar system installation. But there's another good news. We also do installment package, so that if you don't have complete money, you have part of the money, maybe 30% of the total cost or 40% of the total cost, depending on the size of your solar system installation. You can bring it, we install it for you, then you pay small. But there is always a road you have to pass through, you have to navigate, because it is our money we are going to use. So we don't just carry system, come and install for you and you start enjoying system. You have to contribute. And we'll talk about the different packages that we have in this industry and how you can benefit from it. But that is not the discussion for this live webinar. I'm just hinting you so that this high cost, you can surmount it. You can do what? You can surmount it in your country. You can start this as a professional and be making good money. You can start this in your country and you'll be making good money. So installing solar system is always very costly, and as such, one must invest in the project wisely. Please, before you go solar, if you don't know how to install, please ensure that you invest wisely. Look for professionals. Don't look for amateur. Don't look for quacks. We have so many quacks in the solar industry. We have so many quacks. Going solar is costly. So you need to look for the right people to handle your project. And if they install your solar system and it fails, hold them accountable. That is the message we preach to our customers. When you meet us, we install system for you and it can never fail. No, we know how much some people will spend up to 20 million naira, 10 million naira, 15 million naira, 30 million naira. Is that beans? Is that small beans? They will drain his account. So at the end of the day, he doesn't enjoy that investment. It is annoying. You see people's house got burnt because of installing solar. Why? You are patronizing quacks. You are a patron. Sometimes I blame end users. It pains me to see somebody's house razed by fire because of minor mistakes that should have been avoided if you had consulted the right people to install solar for you. Always meet Subway Energy Limited to do this for you, and you will never regret it. So high cost of solar system installation is one of the reasons why most people are not tapping into the huge potential that the sun provides. So let's go into the assignment package. So we always give assignment in every module, whether it is small. This particular module is an extract from that particular chapter. So I did not want to bring in plenty stories here. I just extracted this and I have to discuss. Assignment: categorically state 3 reasons why people don't go solar. It's very simple. I've already said it. So at least it's to refresh your memory. So I say categorically state 3 reasons why people don't go solar. High cost, failed solar system installation, lack of awareness. I've given you expo. So let's look at number 2 assignment. After listening to this training, you have listened to this webinar. You have listened. Yes, I'm sure you are following me. So after listening to this training, are the both reasons tangible enough for people not to go solar? After listening to this live webinar, are the above 3 reasons tangible enough for people not going solar? There is no reason why you should not go solar. Even though you go for solar kits, power your fan, charge your phone. I don't remember the last time I stayed without, then I can't stay, then my phone will shut down. No, I can't stay without power. I can't sleep. I wake up, I see power 24 hours in my office, in my house. There is no time, there is no power. So please ensure that you go solar. The reasons above are not tangible enough for whatsoever, for what reason soever. These are not genuine reasons why you should not go solar. So after listening to this training, are the above reasons tangible enough for people not to go solar? I say no. So number 3 question says, what can you do as an individual to increase the adoption of solar energy as the best source of power generation? This is a message to everybody. It cannot be preached by Subway Energy Academy alone. It cannot be preached by Subway Energy Limited alone. Everybody, every hands must be on deck, because running the conventional power generation, they causes lots of environmental degradation. There are disadvantages of other sources of power, noise pollution. If you stay in a facility that there is no solar and they are running generator, you understand what I mean. Apart from the wasting money on fuel and noise pollution, there are other disadvantages. I don't like it. I don't like people buying fuel. I don't like people buying fuel. We already have motor cars that are solar powered, cars that are driven by solar. So very soon, solar is going to take over. So there is no reason why you should not go solar. So what can you do as an individual to increase the adoption of solar energy as the best source of power generation in your country, in your facility, in your environment? Talk to people about solar. Let them understand that solar is working and is working perfectly well. So if you install solar in your facility and it eventually fails, this is an assignment. If you install solar in your facility and it eventually fails, will you advise somebody to still go solar based on your experience? That is the assignment. If you install solar in your facility and the solar system installation eventually fails, will you still advise somebody to go solar? It is left for you. You are the one that will judge. So how many failed solar system installation have you witnessed before? Hey, let's look at module 5. It's getting more interesting. It's getting more interesting. Power audits. Power audits. Please come closer. I beg you, come very close and listen. We want to talk about power audit, and I had already let you understand that no power audit, no solar system installation. No power audit, no solar system installation. Because if you venture into installing solar without power audit, a professional one at that, a professional power audit, you might be jumping from pillar to pole. So let's dive into chapter 6, which discusses the concepts of power audits in the solar industry. So before any solar system design or installation is carried out, a professional power audit of the facility must be carried out to determine the power consumption of the facility. To determine what? The power consumption of the facility. It is after proper power audit that the size and the cost of the solar system can be ascertained. It is after a professional power audit, and after that solar system design, and you select materials, write quotation. That is the only time you can be sure of the costs of the solar system installation. So what is this power audit we are talking about? If somebody asks you what is power audit, then power audit is basically an energy analysis, energy audit of a particular facility. We will talk about some of these terms so that when we use them, you don't get confused. So power audit is taking inventory of the electrical load, the roof dimension, the site, the facility properties to enable you size a system that will run the electrical load in that facility. So basically, power audit is the feasibility study carried out on the energy consumption of a particular building or facility. We say feasibility study. We will talk about feasibility study at length. So when we say feasibility study, you go to a particular facility, you do energy audit, energy analysis of the electrical load that will be used with the solar system, and you look at the present power generation cost, and you look at, if you go solar, what will be the cost, and you do a comprehensive, a professional feasibility study to determine whether the facility will need solar or not. It's not all facility that you can install solar, as we will see and as we progress. So power audit is essentially an energy analysis of a facility. An energy audit involves the systematic review of the energy consuming equipment or system in a building to identify energy management opportunities, that is EMOs, which provides useful information for the building owner to decide on and implement the energy saving measures for environmental consideration and economic benefits. When we say EMOs, we are talking about energy management opportunities, how you can effectively manage power so that you don't spend so much money in going solar, or when you want to go solar. Assuming you are using all those analog, outdated electrical appliances, maybe AC, or AC is maybe 2.5 horsepower, all those analog AC, that ancient ACs, ancient fridge that consume a lot of power, fluorescent, incandescent, 200-watt bulb. You don't use those kind of electrical appliances with solar because they consume lots of power. The kind of electrical loads that is used now are energy efficient, energy saving electrical loads. Those are the kind of electrical loads that is used on solar system, not all those analog, outdated solar electrical loads. You will not be able to install solar that will power those kind of. So when you go for power audit, you have to look at the energy management opportunities that will help you cut down on the cost of solar system installation. And most times you can think of load shifting, that is powering some of the electrical load with other power sources. You can think of running some of the electrical load during the daytime. So all these are different energy management opportunities that you can think of. So power audit will give you all those information when you visit the site. Power audit involves you visiting the site, seeing the site physically. It's not something you stay in your house and somebody will tell you, oh, I need solar. How much? You stay and give quotation. No, you should. Let me not say you should. You must visit the site. Or if the site is very far from you, you can maybe communicate with the client, tell him or her what to do, the information that you need, and he will document it and send you as a document. You work with those information. So power audit is basically an energy analysis of a particular building to determine whether it will be financially feasible for the client to go solar. So let's look at some of the terms we will be using while discussing power audit. Let's look at load. What is load? We already know it is not the one you carry on top of your head. We are talking about electrical load. So electrical loads can be nature of electrical load, can be resistive load. We'll talk about this at length. Inductive load capacitive loads. So power system load can be domestic load, commercial load, industrial load, agricultural loads. So but loads are basically electrical appliances that will be used with the solar system. So load means your electronics and the power they consume. Example, your laptop, your phone, your television, etc. So these are some of the electrical loads that are common in different houses. There are more to this, but we decided to just bring this to your notice so that you know what we mean by load, so that you don't misunderstand us. So when we say load, we are actually talking about electrical load. We are not talking about your bed or other things. So facility, what is facility? Facility means your church, your residential building, your business premises, your school, your mosque, and the rest. So facility means your house, your business premises, your school, your company, etc. You can see different facilities here. You can see facilities here. Let's not waste our time. So energy management opportunities. Energy management opportunities. What do we mean by energy management opportunities? So energy management opportunities means the different ways to achieve energy efficiency and conservation. The different ways to achieve energy efficiency and conservation. I've talked about using analog outdated electrical load that consume lots of power compared to what we are having now, in which we use energy efficient electrical load, and the power they are used basically for solar systems. So when we say energy management opportunities, we are talking about those ways we can use energy effectively, efficiently to enable us reduce the cost of solar system installation. The next thing on our list here is why embark on power audit. What is the reason, the rationale behind going for power audit? Is it really worth it? Yes. I've already said that without power audit, a comprehensive or a professional power audit, please avoid issues. Try, if you cannot go there, work with the client to give you vital information that you will need to design the solar system. So why embark on power audit? We'll embark on power audit so that it will give you first-hand information on how much it will cost you to switch to solar power. Remember, all this information we are giving you, they are gotten from our textbook, Solar Exclusive, The Secrets Made Simple. We are still talking about first thing first in the solar industry. These are the things that you need to be very familiar with. Don't rush. Don't say, I want to install, I want to go to site. What are you going to site to do? For Christ's sake, what's for? What, you don't know anything about solar. You just want to go to site and install. Abba, it is putting things in the wrong perspective. You need to study first, understand all these things before you think of going to site. So it gives you first-hand information on how much it will cost you to switch to solar power. Then it will enable you design and build the best solar energy system. I said that our system had never failed. The secret is we adopt international standard. We don't miss anything. The small details, we adhere to them. Like everything depends on it. Already everything depends on them. So we adhere to those ethics, those principles in the solar industry. So we cannot just design system, give somebody quotation without visiting the site. What if you go, the solar panel plane is too far from the powerhouse? Where will you get money to buy the cables? If you do that and you get to the site, the client had already paid you, you get to site and you required so much length of cable, you will try to maneuver your way so that you don't run at a loss, or you don't use your money to buy cable, and that might warrant you to buy substandard components. So we don't allow that to happen. We have to visit site. So when we visit site, it will enable us design and build the best solar energy system. So note, so while I embark on power audit, I had to come up with this pictorial representation. So it will help you develop database, assist in planning for future expansion. Yes, when you go for power audit, you will be able to discuss with the client how far about your future energy load and all those things. So it will help you, assist you in planning for future expansion. Maybe the client said in 3 months or in 6 months time I will buy AC. It will help you plan for this. So it helps you develop the database. So highlight potential improvements to existing systems. Yes, it helps you improve on the existing system that is there. So determine whether energy is being used efficiently. It helps you determine whether energy is being used efficiently. So identify cost savings, that is energy management opportunities. The ways, better ways you can conserve power, better ways that you can conserve energy. You might go to a client's house and the client, you look at everything, power audit, and the system you are supposed to give the client might be 10 kVA. Might be 10 kVA, but you sit down with the client and tell the client, see, installing 10 kVA, this is the estimate, but this your load, you can still use 5 kVA and still run it, but this is how you'll be managing the power. This is how you'll be managing your power. So instead of spending 10 million to install 10 kVA, you spend 5 million to install 5 kVA. Is that not wise decision that you have given to the client? So that is the reason you need to go for power audit. So it identifies cost savings approach or processes, identify cost savings for the clients, so that you'll be able to get the contract. Because there are some clients, you go and tell him 10 million, his budget was 5 million. He will look at you and say, no problem now. Later, when I have money, I'll call you. Later, he call another person to come and do power audit. This person will come and look at the client and first thing and look at the client and ask him. Remember to ask him, sir, what is your budget? The client will tell him it's 5 million. So the person will give him a customized system that his budget can carry. The system will still run. The system will still run. It only boils down to energy management. So when you go for power audit, this will be visible. All this information will be visible than you staying in your house and designing a system, sending cost to the client. You are scaring these people away. You are missing opportunities. You are missing opportunities. So approach this industry professionally. So it identifies opportunities for saving energy. We had already said this. So let's look at an executive summary of how power audit is addressed. Please listen. There is always a better way. There is always a better option for doing something. When you want to do anything that is worth doing is worth doing well. So let's take a closer look at an executive summary of how power audit is addressed. So power audit explained. Power audit explained. So executive summary. So overview of the audit. EMOs identified. What do I mean here? Overview of the audit. When somebody calls you and tell you, okay, I need solar. You ask him, where's your location? Where's your house? Is it a 2-story building, 3-story building, a bungalow? He will give you the information. Okay, what and what do you want to power? When can I come for the audit? That is overview. When you visit there, you go there, and most times he will be telling you, you might, during the conversation, you might ask him, sir, what and what do you want to? You mention AC, fridge, and all those AC, 3 AC, and all those things. And you ask him, sir, please, what is your budget? When he mentions his budget, you will know exactly whether he will be able to run those loads, electrical load. Because as a professional, when somebody tell you the electrical load that he or she is going to use, you will have a rough estimate of, without going for power audit. Power audit is to cement or to see things for yourself and be sure that this information, the data you are going to plug into your calculation, they are genuine, they are authentic, it is free from error. So that is the reason. So as a professional, you can, when you communicate with the client, you'll be able to have an estimate of how much it will cost the client to go solar. So at this point, you can always advise him even on the phone. So I know that solar can take 5 AC, but sir, but this your budget. I think you should be running some of your electrical loads using alternative power source, maybe NEPA and maybe your generator. So that is EMOs identified even without going to site. So the overview of the audit is you are able to get information about the site you are going to visit, because some site will require you to rent ladder, some site will require you to carry scaffold and the rest. So that is an overview of the energy audit. EMOs is giving the client energy management options. So recommended actions, briefing on implementation plan. Recommended actions, you need to start taking action, you need to start planning. The client will not just he has to plan to receive you. Sometimes you tell him, sir, bring logistical. So that is recommended action. You people have agreed on something and you have accepted to visit the client. You start planning, you start calling your team to be ready. You start calling your team to be ready that you people will go for site inspection. The tools, the materials you need to use on site must be ready. So recommended action. So briefing on implementation plan. If you will not follow, even when you will be following them to that power audit, you have to brief your team of how the power audit will be addressed, what should be considered and what should not be considered. It's not everything. Sometimes it's not everything you will capture during power audit. It depends on the agreement between your company and the client. So briefing on implementation plan, how the plan will be executed. So introduction to a building information. Like I had already said, when you visit the site, you need to ask certain questions. Sir, is this building your own? Is it owned by you or it is another person's building? You need to know the coordinates of the building. You need to know certain information about the building. Okay, do you people always have NEPA? Is it connected to the grid or it's not connected to the grid? Do you have generator? If we are doing, most times if we are doing commercial build installation or industrial mini grid, we have to have a map, a sketch of the facility that we are visiting. Where is the gate? Where is the generator house? It's not an easy thing. So that is that. So that is introduction to building. Is it a business premises or is it residential? So you need to get all this information from the client. So objectives, energy audit scope, audit team. You people have set in, you have moved. So objective of the power audit. Why do you people visit the site for audit? You have to know, is it for a standalone system? Is it for hybrid system? You need to take into consideration is it a commercial solar system? Is it an industrial? So you need to know the objective, why your team is visiting the site for power audit. And energy audit scope. When you are doing residential power audit, the scope is different from when you are doing power audits for commercial, industrial, or mini grid project. There are different approach you use when you are addressing the different types of solar installation. So, or classification of solar system installation. So, audit team, you have to prepare your audit team. They must be smart. They must know what they are doing. It's not when you tell somebody, go and climb the roof. He will tell you, sir, I don't like climbing roof. Or I'm having phobia about heights. So you don't carry those people. Let them be in the office. Or when it is time for powerhouse, they can come and do it. So you need to set your team ready and inform them properly. So building characteristics, type, floor areas, operation. So that is what I've already said. You have to, if you are going for commercial building, you have to measure. Sometimes we used to measure the building, measure how length of the building, width of the building, but it's not easy. That is what the company need, and you do it, you send it as document to the company that contracts you. So description of the equipment, system audited. So you have to system type, capacity rating, zoning, operating hours, operation hours. So description of the equipment, that is the electrical loads you will see in the facility. So you have to know the system types. Is it the system, the different electrical, the different types of electrical load? Is it system type? Is it an inductive load? Is it resistive load? Is it capacitive load? Is it critical load? Is it phantom load? So you have to understand the different types of load in the facility, as this will help you know how to design the solar system professionally. If you just go and take the inventory of those things and go, you need to study the electrical load, as this will help you know how to. So capacity rating, you need to take into consideration what is the rating, that is what is the power consumption. What is the power consumption of each of the electrical load? That is capacity rating. Zoning, operation hours. That is how many hours will each of this electrical load be operated. So you need to take into consideration all these things during power audit. We are talking about a professional way. Power audit explain a step-by-step approach. What is required when you go for power audit? So energy, data, and survey findings. Historical energy consumption of the building. Like I already said, you need to look at the feasibility study. By this, I mean you go to a facility and you ask them, how much have you people been spending on NEPA light? That is the grid, the national grid. How much? If you go we go to some of these commercial buildings and we want to install solar, you have to do feasibility study to know when the installation will give return on investment, because it is the feasibility study that will give you a clue to when the return on investment will be gotten from when the person is going solar. So you need an historical data information about the energy consumption of the facility and how much they have been running fuel. They have been repairing generator. They have been recharging the grid. Yes, you need all this information, but because these are the information you will use to defend your own proposal or quotation. Somebody is spending 10 million in a year on power. Somebody is spending 10 million in a year on power. And your cost of solar system installation for the person is 15 million or 20 million. That means in 2 years, he will get return on investment. So, but when you are devoid of facts and figures, how will you be able to defend your quotation? When you present the quotation, the person will say 15 million, how bad? It's too much. I don't have such money. But he has been having money to run diesel in a year and he spent 10 million. So you need this historical data, information to use and defend your own proposal and quotation. So that is historical energy consumption of the building. System performance, evaluation, another thing. So you need to know how the system is operated and the condition of the system. So executive summary, then identification and evaluation of potential EMOs, how you can conserve power, how you can advise the client to know how to manage power. Frankly speaking, you get more results when you visit a client to talk to him, to educate him about going solar, because you will be able to explain all these things to his own understanding, and he will love working with you. They will have the confidence that you know what you are doing. But when you just stay in your house and say, okay sir, I'll send you quotation, without getting in touch, having a personal relationship with the client, you end up missing that client. I don't advise you to go to plan installing system for a client without going for power audit. So list of recommended AMOs and implementation plan. You need to tell him, okay sir, this load you will be running it during these hours. This load you will be running this during these hours. This particular load you will be running this during this hour. So all these things are the EMOs that you need to make it available for the client to reduce the cost of solar system installation for the client. If you go there and you propose 20 million for the installation, and another person goes to that same facility and propose 10 million, if you are the one, who will you choose? Who will you choose? So you have to understand energy management opportunities. The options is very important, and client might not know. You are the person that will educate him on how he can conserve, manage, and reduce. This will help you reduce the cost of installing system maybe to your clients. So basic tools for conducting solar power audit. Basic tools for conducting solar power audit. Remember, we said that we are going to tell you or show you the nitty-gritty tools that you use in the solar industry, but we have a session for this anyway. So but let's just introduce you to some of the tools, so that if you want to consult us, or if you want to go for power audit, you can know exactly what to go with. You don't go with empty hand. No, you need tools, basic tools for this. And I will be very fast. You need your writing material, very, very important. You need your clamp meter or multimeter for measurement. You need your vernier caliper. We had already said this, for checking of the roof gauge. You need your digital compass. Your phone can save this purpose as well. You need your measuring tape. Step-by-step approach for conducting solar power audits. Step-by-step approach for conducting power audits. Let's look at it. The very first thing, when you go, I already mentioned that when you install solar, you should put in professionalism in your cable arrangement. Aesthetics of your work is very key to your success. Aesthetics, how you arrange your finishing, is very important. Don't just do your work shabby. It's powering, it's working. Those haphazard arrangement of cable must stop, else you get into trouble, because you don't know who will come and kick the cable. Before you know it, somebody's house is set on fire. So you need to put your cables, arrange them well. So when you go for power audit, so please go to the DB and check whether how is the electrical architecture of the building. So check the electrical architecture of the building to ensure the type of electrical installation that was done. I will not waste time. So look at these two DBs. Which one will you prefer? Which one will you prefer? Look at how this one is haphazard. Look at neat job. So check the following defective DBs. There are some DBs, when you go there, you'll be seeing spark. You will be seeing spark. You will be seeing spark. As a professional, you want to integrate your power, your solar power into such DB. You need to correct it before you can include your power there. Else, one thing or the other will just shut down your system. And they will not know that it is that DB. They will say, we have been using this system, we have been staying in this house, nothing happened. Immediately you come and install solar, the house is set on fire. And you have yourself to blame because you refuse to follow professional ethics in the industry. So check the following defective DBs and change over switches, etc. take stock of the electrical loads to be powered with proposed solar energy. And I had already told you that we use energy efficient electrical load with solar system, not outdated analog high consuming electrical load. So check the ratings of the electrical load. The ratings of any electrical loads is always on the nameplate. It is always on the nameplate. When you look at any electrical load, you see it rated in watts. If it is not rated in watts, you see it rated in maybe voltage and current. When you multiply voltage and current, you have the rating of the electrical load. I believe you are following me. Don't forget, we are still talking about first thing first. You can see like this one now, it is 700 watts, 700 watts, 700 watts. So the rating of any electrical load is always written on the nameplate. Look at the back of the electrical load, you see a nameplate, something like this. Even the solar components you buy, you always see the nameplate on it. So consider the operating hours of each of the electrical load. We said this before. The operating hours of the electrical load affect the size of the solar system. So you have to consider the operating hours of each of the electrical load. Document it. So agree on the powerhouse or equipment room, especially when you are going for commercial or industrial solar system installation. The materials, the components will be much, and it's not something you go and pack them in one corner like that. You need a spacious space, or they can build a fridge powerhouse for the purpose of installing the solar components. So determine the cable length that will be needed for the solar system installation. You have to determine this because cables are very costly. If you are buying 50 meters, you know what that means. You know that one means. If you buy one roll of cable now, you know what that means. So if you don't take measurement of the cable length from the powerhouse to the DB, from the powerhouse to the DB, from the roof plane to the powerhouse, from the powerhouse to the generator, and how you will distribute power. So you have to take measurements of the cable length that will be needed for the solar system installation. Remember, you are not going to use your money to buy this component. It is the client's money, so you must be very professional about it to avoid stories that touches the heart. The money you gave me was not enough. I forgot. What thing you forget? What were you thinking of? Agreement is agreement. It has been signed. Nothing you can do. You have to deliver. So check the roof status. You can don't try this. You go and see this kind of roof. Call for roof overhaul. Call for change of roof. So check for roof status. Check for missing roof, damage, defective or under-specified roofing sheet. The gauge is too small. You can't install power. Except you want to stain your name. You finish installation and the roof is leaking. They will call you. Will you go up there, bring the panels down? The roof man will come and fix up the roof. You mount again. When you leave, the roof still leak because the gauge does not support movement. So please always ensure that you check the roof status. Is it efficient? Is it okay? Is it manageable? Please don't manage. Instead of that, go and look for stanchion, construct and mount the solar panel to protect your image. So check for missing roof and the rest. You can see when we got to this side, this was the roof. So we had to tell the clients, this was a commercial project. We had to tell the client, sir, this roof, we have to change it. And new roofing sheets were bought, standard gauge. This was done, roof racking was done, and at the end of the day, we have this beautiful and professional roof racking. Will you be able to mount? You cannot do work on this. Everywhere will be dripping water. When you finish, the people will not be able to stay inside of the roof again. So it's important for you to bring to the notice of the client that this roof is not good for solar panels installation. So carry out a proper check on the roof to know if the roof is suitable for solar panel installation, and if not, request for roof maintenance or ground mount So basically, when you go, you have to take the dimension of the roof. You have to take the dimension of the roof. This is what we do. I'm not talking what other people are doing. This is exactly what we pass through before you see us install any solar system, be it residential, commercial, industrial, mini grid. It is a professional way that we follow. This is just for residential, or if you come for commercial or industrial, okay, you go see me. So, okay, check the roof dimension. The roof dimension will ascertain whether that roof space will be enough for your proposed solar system design. Because I've already said that the roof dimension affects the size of the solar system you give to a client. Remember, the roof is where you mount the solar panels, and if the roof is not big enough and you are having much storage, much solar battery, you will not have enough power from the solar panel to charge the solar battery. So that means you need extra space to mount the solar panel. So that is how the roof affect the size of the solar system installation. So if there is no extra space, you have to the battery storage must correspond with the solar panels you are using, except there is other alternative power sources that would be used to charge the solar battery. Because if your solar battery is not fully charged, it poses a serious challenge to the solar system installation. So check the roof dimension if it will contain all the panels. If proposed solar panels are much, you can see roof plane. We call it roof plane and dimension 9 meters. This is the front, 11.4 meters, and this is exactly how this roof was. So you have to snap it, you have to go back and draw it, you have to put all the dimension. It's not small thing. So when you just do your own anyhow, all these things will enable us understand exactly what we are doing. From here we will be able to understand how many panels, like I had already showed you, how many solar panels will be mounted here, how will we arrange the panels and the rest. So like you can see, locate this installation plane for the solar panels installation. We have different roof planes. There is a way you connect solar panels in series or parallel depending on the roof plane, because sometimes the sun will set in this other side, sun will rise in this other side. So there you have to study the sun movement in a particular location to know how you connect your panel either in series or parallel in a particular roof plane. So we call this the roof plane. You can say plane 1, you can see plane 1, plane 2, plane 3. The other side, you will still have, there are some roofs you climb and the number of planes is much. So you have to determine which plane will be the best for mounting of the solar panel. So if ground mount, sometimes you go there and it requires you to do ground mounting. You use a stanchion. You use stanchion and install the solar panels when the roof is not enough to accumulate all the solar panels or to contain all the solar panels. So you use ground mount. So if ground mount will be used, find a suitable space for the construction of the panel stanchion. So like this one, check for shading and advise the client accordingly. Please, this is not acceptable in the solar industry. This solar panel is shaded, irrespective of the fact that it might be shaded for 2 hours, 1 hour. Energy loss is money loss. We don't allow this in the solar industry. Energy loss is money loss. Guide against it and your solar system installation will not suffer. Like this one now, How many solar panels did you use? What was your storage? This hours that this panel is shaded is not producing as it's supposed to. So remember, they are using the solar battery. So why waste power? Why waste power? So energy loss is always money loss. So you are throwing money away here. So you don't have to allow any shading come close to where your panel is. This one is the worst. So you cannot carry solar panels, go and mount under shade now. This is not acceptable in the solar industry. Check for shading and advise the client accordingly. You can't mount solar panels here until the roof, the trees here are cut off. So make sure you test for earthing in the facility and be sure that the earthing is perfect or excellent. And be sure that your earthing is perfect or excellent. Don't joke with earthing, please. I had already said that without professional earthing, don't install, else you enter trouble. So we come to the end of this module, and we want to give you an assignment to test your understanding of this particular module. We want to give you an assignment to test your understanding of this particular module. Will you come with us? We are going gradually. Don't worry, we will get there. We want to talk about the solar industry, and we promise that we want to give you the nitty-gritty, the secrets surrounding the solar industry, so that when you venture into it, you don't make the costly mistakes that other people are making. Don't forget, we are talking about first thing first, the secrets made simple. Assignment number 1. What is power audit? Why conduct power audit? What is energy management opportunities? Mention 7 energy management opportunities you can adopt to reduce the cost of your solar system installation. Then mention the different stages of any solar power audit exercise. And from what you have learned, will you advise someone to go solar without a professional power audit? Will you? From what you have learned, mention 5 tools and their function during any solar power audit exercise. Mention 5 tools and their function during any solar power audit exercise. And list the step-by-step approach needed to follow during any solar power audit exercise. List the step-by-step approach needed to follow during any solar power audit exercise. Then all assignment, move them to Subway Schools 01@gmail.com. See you in a moment. Okay, let's look at another concept: electrical loads. Electrical loads. Remember, we said that your electrical loads affects many things about the solar system installation. Let's take a closer look at the electrical load. This is gotten from chapter 7 rather. This is module 6, and this information is an extract from chapter 7 of Solar Exclusive. Let's dive in. What do we mean by electrical loads? So basically, we had already said that electrical loads are objects that uses electricity. Your table is not an electrical load. Your bed is not an electrical load. Your fridge is an electrical load. Your phone is an electrical load. Your AC is an electrical load. Your television is an electrical load. Your laptop is an electrical load. So those objects or appliances, let me use appliances, that uses electricity, they are called electrical loads. And there are the reasons why we install solar, why we go solar. So electrical loads are those appliances that make use of electrical energy. So the electrical power may either be AC or DC. Remember, when we were talking about types of solar system installation, we made mention that some systems are DC, some are AC, some are day use, as the case may be. But basically, your electrical load can either be AC or DC in nature. Example, your television. Example of an electrical load is your television, your AC, your laptop, light bulb, radio, etc. Electrical load is simply any component of a circuit that consumes power or energy. These are some of the electrical loads that we have. So let's look at types of electrical load. Types of electrical load. I will try as much as possible to do justice to this discussion in this live webinar. So let's look at types of electrical loads that we have in the solar industry. So we have the resistive loads. We have the resistive loads. What do we mean by resistive loads? So resistive loads are loads consisting of heating elements. Resistive loads are loads consisting of resistive elements. So they include incandescent lights, toasters, ovens, space heaters, and coffee makers. They consist of heating elements. They consist of heating elements. So those electrical loads that consist of resistive elements are called what? Resistive loads. They consume lots of power. If you run resistive loads with your system, that means you want to destroy your battery as fast as possible. Except you run it during peak sun hours and during daytime. That is the best time to run this resistive load. Don't use your battery and run resistive loads at night. Don't use your battery and run resistive loads at night. Sometimes the client faults. They don't know the type of load they should be running during the daytime and the type of load they should be running at night. So if the client says, I want to be running AC, collect better money, construct a better battery bank for the client, and the system will still stand the test of time. So resistive loads are those loads that consist of heating elements. They include your incandescent bulb, toaster, oven, space heaters, and coffee makers, etc. So these are examples of resistive loads. This is your hot plate. These are those old-time light bulb. One would be 200 watts. Please don't carry such light bulb and go where you install solar. You want to destroy that solar. So these are resistive loads. So inductive loads, I've already said that resistive load, they contain heating elements and they destroy your system easily. Because immediately your battery fails, your system don't go. It's no more solar. It's plug and play. So inductive loads, in the course of talking about the resistive loads, I have hinted you on the implication, the disadvantage of running resistive. Because of heating element, they consume lots of power. They consume, example, if you use your iron to iron clothes, you see your light bulb will be blinking when the iron on because of the heating element. So inductive loads. So what are inductive loads? There are those loads that consist of motors. They consume lots of power during the startup process. So let's take a closer look at inductive loads. So inductive loads are loads that make use of motors in their operation. They make use of motors in their operation. Like your fridge, like your photocopying machine, they make use of motors. When they start up, they consume lots of power. And it is advisable that you design this the inverter size times 3 of the power rating of the inductive load. But that is in theory. In real life, if you try that, your clients will laugh at you. Say, just this maybe 200 watt or 500 watt system that or load that I'm using, you want to give me 3 kVA, okay? I don't get that money. So there is a way you design them and you will not have any problem. I'm talking out of experience. Sometimes what is written in the book, if you want to apply it in real life, you will run. So like somebody say, I want to backup, I want to design a system for backup the days of autonomy. Oh, how will the client be able to pay? Not that you cannot design, but how many days do we normally have days of autonomy? Those days that we have days of autonomy, let the client know how to manage power. Case closed. Else you will not be able to do work for people. So you need to use your what? Common sense. I don't talk and use common sense. So inductive loads are loads that make use of motors in the operation. Using this type of load will require your system to be properly sized to take care of the starting process of these types of electronic loads. They are referred to as such loads, and when designing solar systems that will power inductive load, the inverter size should be 3 times bigger than the rating of the inductive load so that it can handle the such effect during the starting process of those loads. Example: fan, vacuum cleaners, dishwashers, washing machines, and the compressors in refrigerators and air conditioners. So those are some of the inductive loads. You can see these are some of the inductive loads that we can show. So capacitive loads. So capacitive loads do not exist in a standalone format. No device are classified as capacitive in the way light bulbs are categorized as resistive and air conditioners as inductive. Capacitive loads in large circuit are useful in controlling power use. They are often included at electrical substations to improve the overall power factor of the system. Most loads we have, there are there is no load that is totally capacitive. Make use of only capacitors. So let's move on. Critical loads. This is very important. When we say critical loads, there are those loads that you run it 24 hours all year round, Monday, Tuesday to Friday, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, throughout the year. You cannot shut them down. Those loads are called what? Critical loads. Critical load. Your CCTV camera is an example of critical load, as we will be seeing as we are going to see immediately. So note, critical loads are loads that can run for 24 hours every day, all year round, and you already know what the duration of usage is. One of the determining factor which sizing of solar system. When sizing of solar system. So that means these loads are run for 24 hours, and you know the effect of the duration of usage, how the effect that it plays when you are sizing your solar system. There are electrically driven loads backed up by a source that is independent of the normal grid power supply, in which such source of power is not allowed to shut down. So when you are talking about critical load, there are those loads that you are not supposed to shut it down. Somebody is in a life support, you need critical, is a critical load at that point. So you are not supposed to shut it down, else the person will go. So your CCTV is not supposed to shut down, and other critical loads that we have, as we are going to see. So data centers, servers, your servers in companies, maybe if you are having a server in your company, so those equipments are not supposed to shut down. So example of loads that are classified as critical in nature include data centers, servers, life support equipment in hospitals, life support equipment. Somebody is in life support and you want to shut down power. Oga, you know, Kudo, you have to be very smart too. So ATM in banks, all of them are critical loads. CCTV camera, and let's take a closer look at phantom loads. Some people call it ghost loads. Some people call it vampire loads. We call it phantom loads, ghost load, or vampire loads. The day I hear of vampire loads, I was laughing. What this thing we see here? So, okay, let's say phantom loads are those electrical load that still uses electricity or standby power when turned off. So even when you shut them down, they still consume power. Were you aware of this? They are called phantom loads. Even when you shut them down, they are still drawing power from your source. So those type of loads, they are called phantom loads. So the above devices consume energy even while they are in off mode. These loads uses standby power to keep the clocks, timers, remote controls, and other features on home electronics working and ready to start the instant we press the button. Immediately you press the button, you see it pops up because it was not totally switched off. That means there are constantly drawing electricity. With most of these appliances, off does not really mean off. So we call them phantom load. Example, that's your television. That's your television. When you say you are short, please don't bring this kind of television close to the solar system. I beg, don't bring it. Never you try this. This is an outdated, throw it away. This is the smart ones we are using now. So this is a vampire load. So DV players, cable boxes, stereos, coffee makers, microwaves, toaster, laptop chargers. We are aware that all these things consume power, even when you shut them down. They are called phantom loads. So how electrical loads affect the size of your solar system? How briefly, when we will expand this when we want to talk about system sizing. We will expand this when we want to talk about system size. There is more to sizing of solar system to what you know using those formula. Forget about those formula. I will tell you, forget about them. Let's show you how to design system that will stand the test of time. So how electrical load affect the sizing of solar system? I will just read it, and we have already explained it, and we still have more explanation in front of us. So the type of electrical load is one of the factors that determine the size of a solar system. That is the type. The type of electrical load is one of the factors that determine the size of a solar system. Powering critical loads will require the solar system to run for 24 hours all year, all day throughout the year, and this will definitely determine the design process. This system will be running 24 hours. Do you know what that means? Let it be CCTV camera, else you put in good number of backup. So powering inductive and resistive load require that the solar system should be appropriately sized to take care of this type of load. Inductive loads require your solar system to be sized times 3 of the inductive load to take care of the source effect of the inductive load. But I told you that most times you don't take all these things into consideration, because imagine somebody is using 1 point. Let's leave that. When we get to system design, we expatiate so that you understand it. So this brings us again to the assignment part of this module. The assignment part of this module. Let's look at the assignment. The very first assignment we have is what is electrical load. The second here is mention 6 types of electrical load you have learned. Mention 6 types of electrical load you have learned and classify all the electrical load in your facility into the 6 types of electrical load. We tell you classify them. Now that we have mentioned them, use your own knowledge that you have gathered here to classify them. Because when you go for power audit, you have to classify these loads so that you will be able to interpret the data, and from there you will be able to understand the materials. This will really affect the materials you use during the solar system installation. So how does the type of electrical load in your facility affect the size, the cost, design, and the solar system installation process? I've already said that the type of electrical load affects how you size, the cost, and the materials, including how you install. So all these things play a critical role when you are talking about going solar. You need to learn them. You need to be educated. You need to be groomed. So that is the reason we are holding this seminar, this live presentation, so that you can learn from the source. From the source, we are telling you raw truths in the solar industry, what those things that are making your solar system installation fail. And we are here to expose them. We are exposing those secrets. So all assignments are to be sent to Subway School at Gmail. Subway Schools 01. Please don't forget to put 01 gmail.com. We will be back in a moment. Okay, module 7, electrical loads ratings. Electrical load ratings. This is an extract. When I say extract, that is not the complete chapter. It's just an extract from the chapter that we are extracting to inform you, to use and educate you. It's most times advisable to sit under a mentor, sit under a teacher, because the teacher will always be able to explain the book. Especially, I am the author of this book, so I know what is inside of the book. It worth more than $1 million. The information here, you might read it without understanding. So let's look at the electrical load ratings. And we are talking about chapter 8, module 7. So the rating of an electrical appliance indicate the voltage at which the appliance is designed to work and the current consumption at that voltage. So each electrical load comes with its own rating, the power it consumes, the current, and the voltage. These figures are usually displayed on a rating plate attached to the appliance. We call it the nameplate. Example, you can see an equipment electrical load is rated 220 volts, 5 amp. The rating of an electrical load relates to the power it consumes. When we say rating, what is the rating of that electrical load? We are talking about the power consumption. We are talking about the power consumption of that particular electrical load. So the rating of an electrical load relates to the power it consumes. It relates to the power the electrical load consumes. That is what electrical load ratings mean. So basically, this is the nameplate. This is the nameplate. I brought this, the Quattro inverter 48 volts. This is 10 kVA. This is how electrical loads are rated. This is the nameplate. Let me call this the nameplate. So what is an electrical nameplate? So you can see the nameplate is here. So now what is an electrical nameplate? So the information on the nameplate of an electrical load specifies the voltage at which the electrical load is made to operate. It defines the parameters for the electrical load, such as the power factor. So when you are buying an inverter, you need to always check for the power factor. We will talk, there's no time to talk about power factor now and how it affects, how it causes your solar system to fail. How power factor causes your solar system to fail. Your system is tripping up. So let's not go there. It is a topic of its own. So it defines the parameter for the electrical load, such as power factor, efficiency. When you want to buy your solar inverter, please check to know how efficient the inverter is. When you are buying any electrical load, understand the power factor, understand the efficiency. All these things affect your solar system. You don't know. You are not aware of. So current at the rated voltage and the frequency. Your solar system is misbehaving because of the frequency. So when the electrical load is used at other voltages than the voltage indicated on the nameplate, what happens? Its performance will be doing what? Will be affected. The performance of the electrical load will be affected. So the manufacturers will always put on the parameters that must be made for your electrical load or your solar inverter or your battery or your charge controller, your panel. All these electrical or all these solar components come with their nameplates. You need to study the nameplate, study the data sheet to understand exactly what you are doing. So whenever you look at the nameplates of any electrical load, you will see it rated in watts. Always, it will see it rated in watts. Sometimes they are not rated in watts. So remember, what watt is the unit for power. Watt is always the unit for power. So that immediately informs you of the power consumption of such an electrical load, as simple as ABC. When you see the rating of an electrical load, it is rated in watts. Before you know it, it informs you of the power consumption. So, and if this is not available, if you don't see it rated in watt, you always see it rated in voltage. The voltage and the current will always be given. So if this is not available, the manufacturer will always include the voltage and the amp on the nameplate of the electrical or electronic appliance. Remember, power is equal to IV. P is equal to IV. So let's continue. Those are the parameters you make use of to know the power consumption of any electrical load. You need the voltage and the current to determine the power consumption if it is not indicated on the nameplate. So in summary, electrical loads are rated in watts. That is the unit of power. Then power is equal to current multiplied by voltage. Current multiplied by voltage. That is P is equal to IV. Then power, P is for power, I is for current, V is for voltage. So what happens? If the electrical equipment is not rated in watts, don't worry yourself, please. If you go to power audit and you see electrical load that are not rated in watts, don't just worry yourself. There is a solution. All you need to do is to check for the current and the voltage. You multiply them and you have the rating of the electrical load. So we told you that we want to expose you to the nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry. The mistakes that people are doing in the industry that is contributing to their solar system failures. The mistake, one of the mistakes, very costly at that, is not conducting a professional power audit, not getting information from the client. Because client information will always inform you of how to design the solar system. So you will be provided with the current if you are not given the power rating of the electrical load. So you will be provided with the current and the voltage consumed by the electrical equipment. Multiply the two parameters given and that will give you the power consumed by the electrical equipment. Typical wattage requirements of common household electrical appliances. Please consult your textbook. So please always consult your nameplates. We have more of this. So for more, because there was no space for us to project this, so consult the textbook. You see more electrical loads and their rating. So let's look at very important thing in the solar industry. Power audit name templates. Let's look at power audit templates, how it looks like and how you should fill it. Power audit template. First thing first, the secrets made simple. We said you should not overlook power audits. That is one of the secrets. So template for data collection during power audits. You can use this, change our name and put your name, change our logo and put your logo. Use it. Nobody is against that. We are happy to be a blessing to you. We are happy to inform you. We are happy to educate you. We are happy to show you the way. So edit it, use it, and be blessed. So let's look at the very first part. The very first part, if you are going for power audit, is your company logo, your company name, and every other thing that concerns you. The next thing is the customer's information. The customer's information, that is your client information. So you have to put the client name should come here. Client, that is the name of the client. You write it here on this particular place, this portion. The client, you write his name here. It's very important. This power audit template serves as an agreement between you and the client. It serves as an agreement between you and the client, so that if anything goes wrong, you can consult this your power audit. Check how many loads did you audit, what were the hours of usage of each of the electrical load, what time will he be using all this electrical load. So this serves as an agreement between you, the very first stage of the agreement. So client, the name, site full address. What is the name? There always, most time when we go to site, we give it a name. Maybe we give it the name of the client. We give that site Akpanodo installation or anyhow. Location. Where is it located? Is it in Akwa Ibom, Lagos, Abuja, Zimbabwe, Cameroon, Meduguri, any place? So you include it here. Location. If you have the coordinate, you put. So business type, what type of business? Is it residential? Is it a supermarket? Is it an eatery? What type of business? Is it a banking hall? Is it, mention any business? Is it a church? So business type. So primary contact person, name and phone number. Write the person's name and the phone number. Primary contact person. The reason you need to take this is sometimes you might forget some things, and you need to get back to somebody apart from your client. Apart from the client, maybe you already have his contact. You might not be able to send your client, climb that roof, go and check this, go and check that. I forgot this. So you need another person that can always respond to you in times of need. So primary contact person, it can be your client, no problem. So consultant details. Consultant detail, that is your company. You are the consultant now, you are the solar professional. So you write your company name, then you write the dates that this agreement or this power audit is conducted. So basically, this is how the power audit form looks like. This is how the power audit form looks like, comprising of electrical load information, the serial number, you write it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till you get to the end, if that is the case. Item means, is it television? Item means, is it television? Is it laptop, the second column? Is it lighting point? Is it AC? Is it fridge? So those electrical loads are what you line up here. Remember, the very first one was serial number, which you number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the next one is item. Is it television, laptop, fridge, AC, toaster, the rest. Lighting point, CCTV camera. This column is for that item. Then the next thing we have here is location. Where is it located in the facility that you are auditing? You have to include it. Reason, so that somebody will not accuse you of stealing something in his own premises. You come, and when you leave, something disappear. So when you see something, record where you saw it. Don't just see and leave. Records, I've seen this way what I saw at this particular point. This location, there was not you. Maybe somebody stole it, not me. I did not see anything there. So that is the, you go to a bank to do audit. You have to be organized. You have to show them that you know your onions. You're worth the money they will give you. So you have to be really organized and prove professionalism when it has to do with the solar industry. It's not for, I don't want to say something. So condition means, what is the condition? Is it in good condition or is it in bad condition? That is it working or not? Because if you go for power audit and this electrical load is not working, when you install solar and they start seeing solar 24 hours, they start using they carry that faulty electrical load, go and fix, come and add to the solar system. It will affect the installation, because when you did auditing, you did not include that in the list of electrical load that will be used to power with the solar. So please ensure that you ask the client, is this electrical load still working? If he said no, you ask him or her, when I install solar, please, will you replace it, or will you buy another one, or will you fix this one and use? If he said yes, you check and take inventory, document it. If he says no, ask him, will you buy another one? If he said no, you leave that particular one. On no account should they fix it and use. It violates the agreement, because that wasn't what we took as when we did the power audit. So any equipment electrical load you are seeing, please ensure that you write the condition. Those ones that are not working, ensure that you ask your client, sir, when I finish this power audit, will you fix this electrical load and use it? This will save you the stress of running helter-skelter when they call you that this system is shutting down. It does not last because they are using more load than what the system was designed for. So any need for replacement, that is where, if yes, you write yes. If no, you know that that is out of the information you need. Quantity, this column, how many? That means how many do you see? Is it 3? Is it 5? Is it 10? If it is light bulb, is it how many? What watts? So the next thing here is the unit watt. Each of the electrical load that you are auditing, what is the unit watt? This particular column, this was quantity, means television, how many? Fridge, how many? AC, how many? That is quantity. So this unit watt talks about what is the rating. Remember, we talk about electrical load, electrical rating, how electrical loads are rated. So how many watts? How many watts is each of them? Unit watt, that is this LED bulb, what is the wattage? This fridge, what is the wattage? This laptop, what is the wattage? That is the unit watt. Total watt talks about when you multiply the quantity here and the unit watt here, quantity here, unit watt here, quantity here, unit watt here, it tells you the total watts. That will give you the total watt. That is quantity multiplied by the unit watt gives you the total watt. Then you move to the appliance operating hours. Appliance what? Operating hours. How many hours will the client be putting that electrical load to use? So that is appliance operating hours. So if it is 5 hours, you write it here. If it is 3 hours, you write it here. Each of the electrical load, you have to line up like this. Write the operating hours of each of the electrical load. We will tell you how you can average the electrical load and inference you are going to make when you are designing the solar system. Because if you have like 10 electrical loads, you add up all the running hours, appliance operating hours, it will be more than 24 hours. So what do? Will you use 24 hours? The size of the solar system will be too much. So there is a way we resolve that. So, but understand that you have to put into consideration each of the appliance operating hours. The next thing is total watt hours. When you multiply the total watt times the appliance operating, this one you multiply the total watt times the appliance operating hours, it will give you the total watt hours. It will do what? It will give you the total watt hours. So multiply the total watt, multiply by the appliance operating hours, it will give you the total watt. Multiply the quantity times the unit watt, it will give you the total watt. I've explained this. You should understand. You should understand how to fill this table. Because when you say you want solar and you are telling me I have AC, I have fridge, I have television, I have 10 lighting point, I have television 20, I will not be able to do anything with them if you don't present it like this. No, if you don't present it like this, I will not be able to work with it, because the information is devoid of facts. It is devoid of facts. If you don't present it on this table, I will not understand. And I can't design a system that will survive. So please and please, this thing is very simple. You can type this with your computer or you use your manual hand, write it, but let it be legible so that I can see. Don't stress me. At least I told you that I'm going to bless you with this information. If you are blessed, give me a thumb up. Share this video. Invite people to join us. We are Subway Energy Academy, the training section of Subway Energy Limited. We are into solar system design, installation and maintenance, training of students, both physical and online. But we advise, look at the volume of information we are sharing. Will you be able, we don't have this kind of time on physically to train you, to educate you, to brief you on the secret, because we are always working on site. So site is not the place to learn. It is in the online space that we dissect the concept. We brief you, we give you the nitty-gritty, the rudiments that you need in the solar industry. So remember this table. Let's go again. The serial number, the item, the location, the condition, any plan for replacement. I explained all this. Quantity needed, or how many quantity is there? Unit watts, total watts, appliance operating hours, total watt hours. I took my time to explain everything, so it's just for you to feel it. When you've documented like this, it's very simple for anybody who is a professional to understand. You have provided the person with so much information, but we have other things that we had not been able to include here. We call it 50 questions to ask before going solar. Not that you ask all those questions, but we have documented 50 questions you should ask your clients, or you should ask yourself. It's not in all cases you need to ask all these questions before going solar. It's a documentary. It's a documentary of our experience in the solar industry. So it's inside of one of our textbooks. 49 reasons why solar system installation fail. We also included 50 questions to ask before installing system. You might, depending on the condition, you might end up asking 5 questions. You might end up asking 10 questions. You might end up asking 20 questions. All this information will assist you understand how to design the solar system professionally. So after that, you move into what is the peak sun hours in your location. Please, very important. We use the peak sun hours to determine many things, to size the system. So you have to include, it's a must, let me say this. This power audit template is a must document for any professional or end user if you want us to design a customized system for you. If you want to design a system that will never fail. So don't neglect this power audit template. Please and please, let it sink that before any solar system installation, you have to do a professional power audit. So after that, we have a Subway Energy Academy representative. This is where a representative will document. Kindly ensure that you are provided with all the necessary information, documents and pictures. Like what I said, the electrical energy consumption of a building. Very, very important. Collect it and photocopy. I'm not saying you should take the original document to collect it and photocopy so that you use it and defend your own proposal. So you have been spending 15 million. You have spent 15 million in 2 years, but do you know that if I install a system of 12 million, it can sustain you. You will not be spending, and after 2 years, you start getting power return on investment from solar. So documents and pictures. When we are going for industrial project, commercial project, it's a must for you to take pictures. Snap, so that they will see that this thing that you are saying is true, that are self-explanatory. You don't just snap pictures that are self-explanatory and will assist in proper system size. So kindly ensure that you are provided with all the necessary information, documents and pictures that are self-explanatory and will assist in proper solar system design. Yes, then the representative for Subway Energy, your student or your staff will sign this: date, position, phone number, email, signature, and date. This is a contract agreement, the very first part. When we get to submitting quotation and proposal, you still sign on that one. You need a lawyer in your company to do all these things. So what is the peak sun hours in the location? We already said this. So assignments. Assignments. Okay, let's give you this assignment. After this assignment, we take you to another level where we will start designing of the solar system. Don't forget, we are on a live webinar and we are advising you to stick to this information. We promise that we will reveal the secrets and nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry, the do's and don'ts in the solar industry. And trust me, you have gotten value. So assignment says, in your facility, you know what facility is now. Apartment or room you are residing. Fill the table provided above appropriately without leaving any space blank. That is what we are saying. Fill it. Do the power audit. Now that we have explained this, you can do your own power audit. If you want Subway Energy Limited to handle your power installation or the setup, we need power audit. So please fill the information. If you are comfortable with us, that we can be the right plug that can solve your power problem. After finishing with the power audit, send it to us and we will give you feedback on an estimate of how much it will cost you to go solar. So when you are ready, you can invite us. We come for proper professional power audit. That one was done by you, so we want to come and do it ourselves. So thank you. So we say fill in the customer's information as provided on the table. Example, client name, site address, location of the site, business type, etc. List all the electrical loads accordingly and specify the name of the electrical load. We taught you. From the information above, do the following. What is the peak sun hours in your location, in that particular location? Specify the location of the items in the facility. That means it's very important. Don't leave any space blank before somebody will accuse you of coming into this facility and stealing something. So state the condition of the electrical load. Is it in good condition or in bad condition? So you have to. We showed you, we explained how to do this. If any electrical load is bad, is there any plan for future replacement? Fill it on the table we provided. Specify the quantity of each of the electrical loads. You have to specify that. Very important. Because if you made 5 electrical load and you are documenting 2, the information is not genuine. It's not genuine and it will affect the system we will size. So specify the quantity of each of the electrical load. Specify the unit watts. That is, what is the power rating of each of the electrical load. Then specify the total watts of that particular type of load in the facility or in your facility. Then on average, how long in hours do you use each of the electrical load? If you are auditing for a client, ask him how long will, on average, is it like 2 to 3 hours? If you are using it to pump water, 1-2 hours is okay. If you are using it for television, what time of the day do you on the fan? So most times, or since we don't have enough space there, most times we call the client and ask when we see that there are some loads that are somehow, we call the client. This AC that we are seeing here, will you be using it during the daytime or at night? We have another audit that addresses that anyway. So on average, how long in hours do you use each of the electrical load? What is the total watt hours of each of the electrical load? Then hints, total watt hour is equal to total watt times hours of usage. We already said that. Add all the total watt hours in the last column to give you your energy consumption. So when you finish with the total watt hours, so we say add all the total watt hours in the last column to give you the energy consumption in the facility. Let me show you. Sorry for taking you back. So that means here, this particular place now, you total everything. You total everything here on the total watt hours, and you total watt hours. Then unit watts, you also total everything here. Unit wattage, total everything here total everything here. Then this was unit what? Total everything here. Total everything here. Put the peaks on hours. Those information are crucial. We will surely need them as fast as possible to use in the design of the solar installation. To design the solar inverter, to design the battery storage, to design the panel, to design the charge controller, and to design, to know the accessories, to know the components we will buy. Those information are things that we need to design a professional solar system for your load. It's not for our own load. You are the one that will enjoy it. So consumption, add all the total watt hours in the last column to give you your energy consumption in your facility. So what is the peak sun hours in that particular location? So if you are able to do this, congratulations. If you are able to fill the form and you are able to supply us with all those details, congratulations. One thumb up for you. You are following us. So we are moving ahead. So note, the information you have provided is what we will use to design the size of the solar system that will power your electrical loads in your facility, not in our facility. Now you go pay, not be us. So the information you provided is what we will use to size the solar inverter, to size the solar battery, to size the solar panels, to size the solar charge controller, and to size the accessories. And we will use this information to know the type of solar components we will use during the installation and how we will go about the installation, because there are some things we will ask you. That is the reason we have those 50 questions. Those 50 questions you ask your client. There are some they were not able to contain here. So those 50 questions are the questions, not all, we will ask the client, and those information will still assist us understand how to design a customized system for each individual. So the information you have provided is what will be used to design the size of the solar system that will be powering your electrical loads in your facility. The information will help us determine, I've already said this, the size of the inverter, the battery bank, the number of solar panels, the size of the charge controller, and other solar accessories that will be used for the solar system installation. Don't forget, I have another assignment for you. To take care of this particular module. So what is electrical load nameplate? So how do you determine the power rating of an electrical load? How do you determine that? So if the power rating of an electrical load is not written on the electrical nameplate, what will you do to determine the rating of the electrical load? Then, have you been able to do a professional power audit? It's a question. With what we have taught you now, what you have learned, have you been able to do a professional? You see now, I'm categorizing you as a professional. I'm not saying just power audit. I say a professional. So have you been able to do a professional power audit of your facility? If yes, congratulations. If no, what is the challenge you are facing? Kindly communicate with us on +234 8067430921, and we will assist you. But ensure that this contract will be handled by what? Subway Energy Limited. So that is that. We are here to help you. We are here to guide you. We don't want to hear solar system failures. We want to eradicate quackery. We want to put an end to solar system failures. That is the reason we organize this webinar, to educate you, to inform you, to let you know those details, those small details that you are neglecting, and they are the things that are causing your solar system to fail. So will you be willing to share your power audit with us for an estimate of how much it will cost you to go solar? Or will you be willing to learn how to design and install the solar system yourself? That is a question. One option is we can install for you. Two is you can come and learn from Subway Energy Academy and know how to do it yourself. You have the option to make. So if you are serious and willing, we don't want you to just send us power audit. We waste time to design. Sometimes we will tell you for commitment. So if you run, we know that you just want to pull our legs. So sometimes we ask you for commitment to size the system for you. You can take it to anywhere, take it to the sun. Nobody will say what we are doing is not okay. I'm talking authoritatively. I talk solar. Solar is flowing in my bloodstream. So you don't see me, I'm talking out of experience. It has become part and parcel of me. I'm vomiting solar. So, okay, if you are serious and willing to contract us to install solar system in your facility, listen, kindly share your power audit with us for an estimate. I'm not saying quotation, I'm going to give you just estimate. If you send your power audit to me, I look at the load, I don't need to size. I can know that this system will be 5 kVA. So I send you estimate. There's a difference between estimate and quotation. Estimate gives you a rough value that will assist you budget. So if you send me 5 kVA, I look at the load you are using, I look at the hours you will be using the load. I know that, okay, this 5 kilowatt storage battery will be not enough with 5 kVA. If you send me load, I know, okay, 10 kilowatt storage, but I'm not sending you quotation, I'm only sending you estimate so that you can adjust your budget. When you say you are ready, when you have that budget, that estimate I sent you, then you can invite us to come for a professional power audit of that facility, whereby after the power audit, we will sit down then and size. With that estimate, it might be less than the estimate I sent to you, or a little bit more than the estimate I sent to you. So immediately you send me your power audit, I will send you an estimate, or I will give you a link to check our catalog. Well, you might not be able to understand what size of system that power audit will give you. So I will advise you, okay, with this, go and check our catalog. We have 5 kVA there, 5 kVA, 10 kilowatt, 5 kVA, 5 kilowatt, and the rest. So send me if you are ready. We are here for business. So if you are ready, send me the power audits that you have done and tell me that you want Subway Energy Limited to install solar for you, and we will be the right block. Already we are the right block when it comes to solar system installation. So kindly share your power audit with us for an estimate of your solar system installation. Send to us using the WhatsApp number 284-8067-430921. So all assignments except the power audit, all assignment, please always send it to subwayschools01@gmail.com. Basically, we promise you that we want to show you the mistakes that people are making in the solar industry that is causing failures of their solar system installation. You are a client. We will address their matter later. We will address end users' problem, how they contribute to the failure of solar system that professionals install to them. They contribute, and we will address their matter in another day. So to this particular session, this live webinar was to expose you to the nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry, the costly mistakes that other people are making, so that you can guide against it, and you'll be installing solar systems that will stand the test of time and give you return on investment. I will be back in a moment. Stay tuned.